Today on Seeds of Gold, we are in Katika Muluwero, where we meet a 26-year-old Ndagire Julian, whose farm is literally spitting out profits. Coming up on Seeds of Gold.
Personally, I don't use modern fertilizer. I keep burning my rubbish at home and collecting that soil. It is that dust or soil that I pick from my home and bring to the garden. So me, I dig my holes before the season.
Uganda's agriculture sector needs the innovative energy of young people to revitalize and enhance that sector. And so it is refreshing to encounter a youth like Julian in this generation who is passionate about farming. Perhaps her inspiration can inspire other youth into farming.
Actually, what inspired me, after my degree in mass communication, I tried to look for a job, but I failed to get one. So I consulted the head of fisheries, Rural District, who was an agriculture teacher at Kampala University, lecturer. I asked him for some knowledge in agriculture, using also Manure for agriculture. Then he helped me. We started with tomatoes. He taught me the spacing, the good seedlings. That's how I started. And after planting that 1 acre of tomatoes, it really worked out. I got some good money out of it. So it gave me the courage to do more agriculture.
Startup capital like land is a constant challenge for many youth who want to venture into agriculture. Even with the uncertainties and risks, Ndagire took on the risk and does not regret it.
I have someone, at first he gave me 1 acre at a free cost where I had put the tomatoes. But after the tomatoes working out, I talked to him and he went and consulted the mom who rented me this piece of land. So I started renting land so that I can do more agriculture. 1 acre, renting it, it is 150 a year.
Maize is an amazing crop to grow, and this is attributed to so many factors as narrated by Ndagire.
Personally, I don't use modern fertilizer. I keep burning my rubbish at home and collecting that soil. It is that dust or soil that I pick from my home and bring to the garden. So me, I dig my holes before the season. After digging that 1 feet hole, I bring the other soil and mix with this one. Then I leave it for some good time, like 3 to 4 weeks. When it starts raining, I just plant. I normally do dig 2 by 2 feet from one hole to the other. And with me, I put 8 kilograms of maize in 1 acre.
Farmers have resorted to using organic manure, and this is proving to be very effective. Organic agriculture places soil quality first because only healthy soil can produce highly nutritious food for human consumption. Ndagire recycles rubbish into useful and usable manure. This has supported her farms all these years to keep the soil fertile and productive.
So this pit is my collection center for manure. It is a 10 by 10 feet. We pour our rubbish here for a full year or a semester. And after that, when it is already time like it is right now, I start removing the buveras and all the plastic bottles, and I put them aside like there, and I start burning them. I have to dig 10 feet down because this pit is 10 feet. And after the 10 feet down, you get like 2 vehicles of manure from this pit. Full vehicles of manure, and those 2 vehicles of manure, that is the manure that I use in my garden, putting 1 cup per hole. So these 2 LFs of manure can be used in the 3 acres, and I apply manure once a year, because with this organic manure it takes a longer time compared to modern or artificial fertilizers. That's why I prefer this one. It is cheap, it has no costs apart from transport costs. Then it acts effectively, it starts within. You see the yields after the first season, but it is long lasting. It has to be used for a full year. So from the pit I take my manure and I keep it somewhere for a full week. And after a full week I pick it from where I had kept it and then I take it to the garden for another 2 weeks. And after that's when I start putting 1 cup of manure into the holes that I had dug before. And I mix the manure with the soil before planting.
Maize is a fast maturing crop which is encouraging for an impatient youth farmer who wants fast returns.
Maize, it depends on the maize that you have planted because the different varieties have different prices. But if you use like Champion, a kilo is at 60,000. So if you use 10 kilos, that is 60. It becomes a little bit cheaper. Only that for it produces 1 comb, not like the bazookas, but the other ones, what I've realized, the Champion is a little bit friendly. It is not affected by most of these other diseases. Because I've tried the bazooka, it is a Kenyan product, and I've tried Champion, and to me Champion is better. In an acre you can use some estimation if it is not a dry season when you're not going to use a pump, because with a pump you have to put in fuel. If it is a normal season, I can use like 300 in an acre. And in an acre you can get like, now like the prices of maize are high, it is between 1,800 to 2,000. So in an acre you can get something like 7-8 bags depending on how you looked after the maize. If you look after the maize very well, you can get 8 bags in an acre. 8 bags times 2,000, so you get some good money out of it. If it is a poor season, like when you use irrigation, you can get still like 6, I don't know, but with irrigation the yields reduce. I don't know what's wrong with irrigation. It is not like normal rain. The seasons you use irrigation, they reduce a bit. You can get like 6 acres because I've ever used it. In an acre you get like 6 bags. But if it is normal rain, you get 8 bags.
However, the farmer has to keenly supervise the workers.
From one hole to the other, that's where I do 2 by 2. And with me I put 8 kilograms of maize in an acre. I always use 8 per acre. But when I use workers, at times they end up using 10 because for them they put 3, 4. Like if the land is not that hard, if it is prepared before, you only dig the holes. It depends. If you're to use workers per day, they charge differently. If you're to use them by contract, let's say you work the whole of this 1 acre, there you negotiate, it is cheaper. So it depends on what you use. Only that these ones who work per day are a little bit expensive, but they work in time compared to these ones of the contract. These ones are expensive, but they are good at time management. The other ones are cheaper, but a little bit lazy.
The determination and enthusiasm Ndagire exhibits on her farm is unique for a young lady. She has a mixed crop farm with yams, cassava, tomatoes and cabbages, among other crops. Ndagire shares tips on how she manages this entire farm.
Yes, I'm young, but I'm determined and hardworking. Because I normally come to my garden at 6:15, 6:30, depending. If it is school time, I come at 6:30 because I have to pick my daughter from 6 to 6:30. If it is holidays, I can even come at 6. And by the way, I only have 2 workers who help me. We are only 3 people. working on these 4 acres. Because we come to the garden early morning, we leave at around 9:30 to 10. We come back at 3 and we leave at 7:30 every day, regardless of Sunday. Sunday we only work in the evening. Morning it is church.
In drama, we call them obstacles and conflicts, but they help move the story forward. And in agriculture, we call them challenges, which many times turn into opportunities. Ndagire has this to comment on this matter.
Counterfeit seeds and pesticides. There are very many in warbleins. You can spray insects and instead of them dying, instead they produce more. I've ever experienced it in cabbages. We could spray but they could not die. The other challenge is thieves. We have a lot of thieves this side. Then for climate, it is a challenge, but I think I got a pump and I've solved the climate issue because I can plant at any time. I have 2 water sources that help me in irrigation. I only put a pump and irrigate and get the outcome that is good. Only that I'm facing a challenge of water. That's why I've even failed of fuel. That's why I've even failed to transplant. Fuel is too much. I cannot plant tomatoes at this time.
Harvesting is a joyous moment for every farmer. At times, farmers are forced to harvest slightly before maize is completely mature due to the challenges of thieves that are always looking out to take what does not belong to them.
Actually, maize is not very ready. Why? Because we have many thieves this side. Last week, 1/2 acre was stolen of maize. We didn't find anything like a cob of maize inside. All of it was taken, and taking 1/2 acre is too much. So instead of stealing the maize, you remove it when it is not very ready and you put it in sunshine out so that it dries perfectly.
When we return, know the market, the achievements, and the future plans from Ndagire. And the big monkey in the room is always the market. Farmers suffer a lot on this front. After investing so much, many times middlemen exploit them. How has Ndagire been able to manage this in the 3 years of her farming?
My first market is the nearby surrounding. For the cabbages, whenever I plant them, I consult Kampala University and they normally buy my cabbages. The beans is still the same. In case I have them, they always contact me to give them the beans. Maize, I bulk with Kanyi. It is a cooperative. These other ones, I have traders in Kawempe, Woblands, so I just contact them that this season I have this. And they call you, supply us. So you start supplying.
You may not believe what Ndagire has been able to achieve in a space of less than 4 years.
Achievements, I've got 2 pieces of land in different areas. I have 2 pieces of land. One is 1/2 acre, the other one is 100 by 100. No, my 1/2 acre is in Rukomera, the other one is, the 100 is in Naluvle. The home I want it in Rukomera and the poultry unit in Rukomera. Naluvle I want to do agriculture only. I'm able to pay my rent. I'm able to pay school fees for my daughter, medication, everything. I do it by my own. I also have a retail shop and it works for me because when I get money, like there are times when I don't need to buy maize flour. I pick the maize from my garden, take it to the shop. I pick the beans from here and take it to the shop. And when you do retail, you get more profits than selling at wholesale.
Ndagire's future is already secured as a young lady. She is an achiever and is not settling for less. Her plans are well laid.
Future plans, I want the next season, I'm planning to do agriculture on 10 acres. Because I've already rented 5 acres somewhere where I'm going to do maize only. Maize and cassava in those 5 acres. Then I'm planning to do some poultry because I've started constructing poultry units on my half acre. I'm also planning to construct a home of my own. No, value addition, I want to add it on tomatoes. I want to start making my tomato sauce next year. Because when there is price reduction, like in COVID, it was too much. The prices were very low. So I want, when the prices are low, I can make tomato sauce and tomato dust out of my tomatoes. Yes. And maize, I normally add it because when the prices are low, I make maize flour that I sell in my shop. What inspires me to work hard? The responsibility that I have of a daughter, since these days each and everything is very expensive, education, medical, all that. And then I want to see myself somewhere in the next 4 years. I also want people to come to my farm for consultation. And that is inspiring me to work hard so that I can buy my own big land where I can do serious agriculture. So that people can come for consultation, trainings, like that.
Ndagire has a word of wise counsel to fellow youths who wait on handouts. Start small.
Me, I advise the youth to start working. Politics is good, but it has driven most of the youth into politics. But you can still get money out of agriculture. Only that for them, they don't want these dirty jobs because they call agriculture a dirty job. They want office jobs, but they are not there. I also have a degree, but I failed to get one. So for those who are school dropouts, for those who have degrees, they can turn to agriculture. Because me, I believe everyone has a village. Even if you don't have a village, you can get somewhere to rent. And you start agriculture. You can start small, you grow big.
Thanks for watching Seeds of Gold. Next week on the show, we visit Masaba land.
I'm in Maresi Parish, in Makali Sub-County, Namisindwa district. So, we are managing to plant these passion fruits.